Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here with us tonight. We are spotlighting Tandava Arts, Whimsical Hips of New York, because they've been part of Witchsfest USA for many years, and we could not wait to have you guys be introduced to them outside of Witchsfest because that's where you always meet them and nowhere else. So tonight we wanted to kind of have Carol and Elizabeth introduce themselves and say a little bit about themselves really quickly for us, and then we're going to go into some of the questions about who they are and what they are about. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm Carol Tandava. Tandava Arts is my little belly dance school and production company. We formed it back in 2014. So that way I would have a production company to produce the show about how I got into belly dance called Blood on the Veil, a belly
Yeah.
dancer's journey towards healing, transformation, and the divine feminine. And
Yay.
that did so well. Every time I would do the show, people would say, "But do you teach? Are you teaching?" So finally in 2015, I was like, I guess I better create a dance school because people keep asking me.
You got to do it.
And yeah, and so the school has been going strong, except for a little blip called COVID. But we came
Yeah,
back
yeah.
strong in 2022. And yeah, we're just finishing classes tonight. My hair is still wet from our workout because we sweat so much that it's like you're thrown into a swimming pool.
There you go. There you
And
go.
this is Liz Free. And
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. My dance name is Eshtar. I've been belly dancing since the mid 1990s with lots of different teachers and techniques. And then I became friends with Carol Tandava, and I've been with her since about around the same time,
2004, 2005. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really like her style. I love what she brings to the belly dance. All the theatrical background, the choreographies are wonderful and inventive and fun and challenging.
Yes, yes, yes. What I like about all of you guys is the way that you show that belly dance could be for anyone of every size. You
Yes.
don't just keep it as one dimensional, one type of body and say this is it. Because
Yep.
you're showing that everyone can embody this and everyone can be sensual and do this kind of dance. So I've always loved that you guys did that. And I've been lucky with the two amazing groups that we have for dancing. That's what you guys embody. And I appreciate that with you guys. So you guys, how long have you guys been with Witches Fest?
Almost since the beginning.
I think so.
Like we
Right?
did when you were
2012.
back on you. I think you put us in the very first one in was it 2012?
Yes.
When you were up on, what was it, 10th Street?
We were at Union Square.
Oh, maybe not that one then. We never
First
did
one
Union
was
Square.
at Union Square, and after that we were at Astor Place. That was it.
Oh, well, why was I thinking that?
I don't
Okay,
know.
we definitely didn't do Union Square, so maybe we missed that first one and did the next one.
Right, right. So that
But
would have
maybe
been
it was that I
2015.
met. I know I met you at some kind of a fair. Maybe you were
Oh,
doing a
I
bended
know what you're
table.
talking about. You're talking about the school fair. And you
Yes.
and that with at my son's school, we were fundraising for the school, and you guys came and you did the dance. That's right. I completely forgot. You
Right,
guys
right.
we've had such a history that it's
I
I keep
know.
forgetting how long and how far back we go. That's right. You guys did
Yeah,
do the dance for that school to
that's
help fundraise for the school because
right.
public schools in New York City don't get the monies they deserve.
Yeah,
So,
that's so true.
that was one of the things that we were doing to help them. So, but it's great. And I'm glad. I think you guys were then with us from 2013 going to now,
Yeah,
except for that blip of, COVID.
yeah,
Outside of that, you guys have always been with us, and we've always appreciated you being there because you're part of Witches Fest. That's,
yeah,
you're one of the groups that, we love other performers coming and going of the bands, but the dancers are always a mainstay for us because you guys are Witches Fest, part of us.
oh,
And so we
yeah.
appreciate that. You know what I mean? So,
Well, yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
What I was just going to say, we really love the opportunity to grab an audience. In the last couple of years, instead of just starting and performing, we have a whole little lead up where, I break out the finger cymbals. If people have props, they break them out. And we just kind of have like a little dance party for like 5 minutes. We just play
Yeah.
an upbeat number and just start getting a crowd and people, walking down the street there. I think last year there was a tour bus going by and I think they went around the block twice. Like they came back around, like they hung out and then they left and then
Yeah.
they come back because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
wanted to be
yeah, yeah.
more.
We always end up having these groups of people. Rob Zombie comes through as well. All these different people and enjoying it as we get involved and things like that. So it's kind of cool. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys, are any of your spirituality or anything like that part of your music or your dancing?
Yes, very much so. I I do not have a fixed spirituality. I mean, technically, I'm a Roman Catholic stock, although I was never even baptized. Like my parents kind of
Yeah.
yeah, they took a dim view of religion. And then in my 20s, I practiced Nichiren Buddhism with the Soka Gakkai for a while. But and I have done. I never belonged to a coven, although I have attended various Wiccan events, and that whole sense of Mother Goddess Earth energy has been closer to my heart. But I'm more of like a trans or a pan consciousness theorist. Like I believe that everything is alive and divine,
Exactly. That's
um, and that the feminine, you know, again, with these days, it's hard to talk about this without, getting canceled. But you know what? I am going to just
Oh,
challenge that.
God,
And if you
do
want to
it.
cancel me, I'll be like, yeah, I'll cancel you back. Okay.
true, your spirit.
but but
That's
I
the
am
your spirit.
a firm believer in that there are archetypal feminine and masculine qualities, and
Right.
the feminine really has a lot to do with really what happens during pregnancy. It's containment, it's nourishment, it's what happens, the development that occurs that is hidden from sight. And so the belly being kind of the seat of emotion and power also, um, which incidentally might be why so many of the ancient goddesses were both the goddess of love and war,
Yeah. Yeah.
but is the seat of emotion. And when you belly dance, that feeling, I try to make my students aware of honoring that part of the body as a spirituality in its own right.
Right.
You
Right.
know, like I don't come out right out and be like, let us all worship our bellies. It's more like let's honor this part of our body that is so sensitive and so important for us, that is just so shamed in the same way that the feminine is shamed.
Right. Right.
You
Absolutely.
know, and that it's a way not only to honor it, but also to communicate with it. Like when you're
Right.
belly dancing, you are communicating with that part of your body. You're listening to what it has to say, and you're letting it manifest through your entire being.
Right.
And I think that's it's beautiful, and it's also empowering. Um, and I think that or I know that we need more of that feminine, that containing, that nourishing energy just in our lives in general, as opposed to
Absolutely.
like a boundary from the outside. It's more like a containment of energy welling up from within that has its own kind of structure, if that makes any sense. It's
No,
instead
no,
of like
it
the
does. It
feminine,
does.
whereas the masculine is like, let's build a wall. Whereas the feminine is like, I'm going to nourish and develop from
Right.
within a contained space inside my being, inside my body. And that the protection is something that emerges from within rather than a suit of armor being placed on from without.
Right. Right. And what about you, Elizabeth?
I grew up in Jewish religion. I grew up in Judaism, mostly Yiddishkeit. If it's latkes, it must be Hanukkah. So I have a strong roots in Judaism, and then I'm also a Wiccan high priestess, and I studied with people that you know, and
Yes.
I have second degree in Alexandrian and Thelemic and Minoan, and third degree on my own because these days I'm a solitaire
Yeah.
practitioner. So that part of spirituality and that part of the Judaism about responsibility and about the body, and what Carol does in her spiel in the beginner classes about, the workout, what we do when we go to the gym, and we want to blast it, we want to crunch it, and the very violent language you use for this really sensitive part of our bodies. And I really appreciate the belly dance for that for the beauty of it, for the empowerment, the feminine empowerment of it, you can be any age, shape, or size. And trust me,
Yeah.
she says in her spiel about being fat shamed in the 60s and the 70s and 80s. Well, in the 60s and 70s, it happened too. And I was height shamed.
Yes.
And there are a lot of
Yes.
places I can't be in a student troupe or a dance troupe. They don't take me seriously. I've never been taken seriously for a dancer until now, here and now, with Whimsical Hips and Carol, and it's been wonderful. So part of that Wiccan, being a Jewitch, is part of that too.
Right.
So
It's
there,
embodiment. That's
it's
embodiment. This
embodiment.
is what I've always said. You guys embody so many different things, and we appreciate you guys being at Witches Fest. Like I said, you're part of Witches Fest.
Mm.
And do you guys have any other events that you're doing after this? After July 6th, because you're going to be there at July 6th. What time are you guys performing again?
You tell
I
us.
think you have us on at noon.
Oh, no.
Okay, all right. Because I'm not looking at it. That's why I'm
Oh,
asking you guys.
I have no idea.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you guys could come out and watch, be part of it and enjoy their dancing at 12 noon on July 6th, you would absolutely love it. And if you guys have any things that you guys are selling, maybe some of your what you call it, your finger thimbles
We
and
have-
and your costumes or any of those things.
If you're going to ask about
if
that.
you have that, we do have all these lovely hip songs
Look at that.
in our classes. All of these
Yeah,
hip
yeah. I
songs,
hope you
beautiful
bring
hip
those on July
songs.
6th.
Yes, yes, yes.
I hope you guys come with those and bring them out there, girl, and vend
Yeah.
and show people what you guys are doing, because you deserve that
Definitely bring some
support.
hip
These are
star.
people that's been with us all
Yeah.
this time. They deserve that support,
Yeah, definitely.
so yeah,
Yeah,
Very sweet.
yeah.
absolutely. And so we will see you guys then.
Yes.
On July 6th
Yeah.
and 12 noon to see you guys perform. We want to thank you guys so much and let people know where you're teaching your classes before we go.
We teach right here. This is where the magic happens.
Okay.
We are at Clinton Cameo Studios. It's at 307 West 43rd Street. If you go to tandavaarts.org, TANDAVA arts.org, it has a list of the classes, and you can even have your first class free. So just click the little button that says get your first class free, and then you sign up on our little form, and then we put you in, and then the next thing you know, you're shimmying in this very room right here. Yay!
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much. I can't wait to see you guys again on July 6th. So
Great.
everyone, do come on out and enjoy them, okay? Thank you, ladies, very much.
Thanks.
And that
Bye.
Whimsical Hips.
Have a good night.
Night.